Bob here from Maple Hill talking about the King F7 and the King Forged 1 length. I've had enough calls on these from my friends, enough texts from my friends, enough emails from customers where I have to do a video finally. So this is the golf club where every single club in the set is the exact same length. It's not a new concept, it's a concept that came back out in the 80s. Cobra's staff player, this Bryson DeChambeau, he's kind of brought it back and brought it back in the limelight, and it's selling wildly. The success of this golf club has already been tremendous. We've had 1 million calls, sold a bunch of these already. Feedback's been really good. We've already been doing this type of golf club for guys with lower back pain or guys that don't have great flexibility. Some people want all their golf clubs. Every club in these sets is a 7-iron length. We've already had people come in here and say, hey, I want all my shorter clubs matched up to my 7-iron. So what Cobra did is the 5-iron, the 6-iron, the 7, every single club in the set, exact same length. Can you do that to your golf clubs and will it work the same? The answer is no. When Cobra made these golf clubs and when they make these versus the normal F7 and the normal Forged 1, they manufacture the golf club completely differently. They're different lofts, they have different weights, the shafts are counterweighted, everything about it's different. So you can't just take your set of golf clubs, cut them all to 7-iron length and expect them to work properly. What Cobra's challenge was on this, and what Bryson DeChambeau did, is you still want the golf clubs from one club to the next to still have that 10 to 12 yard space between clubs. So what they have to do is they have to manipulate the lofts a little bit, they have to manipulate the weights a little bit, they have to make some heads heavier, some heads lighter. This is a really, really intelligent design where you do still get your 10 to 12 yards between one club to the next, so your 5 and 6 don't go the same. So when this was done back in the 80s, they did what I was saying. They just made golf clubs and cut them all to 7-iron length, and clubs went about 3 to 4 yards different, and mainly they just went different heights. Well, these will go different heights, but they'll also go different lengths. So this is a really intelligent, well thought out golf club. The Forged 1 length, this is a little smaller head, a little less offset, forged carbon steel, tungsten weight in the sole. Really good looking golf club. Maybe a little more accomplished player is going to play the Forged, or a guy that likes a soft, sweet feel. Then you have the F7 1 length. The F7 1 length is going to be more for everybody. That's your more game improvement club. There's a flow throughout the set of clubs where the longer clubs are much more forgiving, much more distance. The shorter clubs are cavity back, undercut, a little softer, sweeter feel, not quite as much forgiveness, but it's the shorter clubs, you don't really need forgiveness. If you're curious to try this out, or you're wondering anything about 1 length, this is worth a swing. A lot of new golfers, I guess out on the West Coast especially, they're teaching them how to play and how to start with 1 length. So instead of having 8 different swings for your set of irons, you have 1 swing for all your irons. It does make sense. You know, golf clubs have always been different lengths because that's how they've always been. Who says we got it right the first time? So this is a new concept. Or an old concept remastered, I guess would probably be the best way to word that. And Cobra did it right. They're offered in steel and graphite. They got the forged, they got the cast. If you're curious to come out and try these, you want to see what the difference is, I tell people to take a 5-iron, a 7-iron, and a pitching wedge. So you got a long club, a mid club, and a short club. Compare yours to these. See what kind of difference in distance you're getting, or height, or consistency. So far, the people that are the club's longer than a 7-iron, a 6-iron, 5-iron, 4-iron, they're really noticing a great improvement in shot dispersion, and they're not noticing a lack of distance. The club is still going what they thought a 4-iron should go, but they're hitting it like a 7-iron. So it's a really unique concept. It might be hard for some people to get used to, but if you're curious, or you're fed up with the way you're playing and you want to get something completely new and try something different, this is worth a shot. This is a well thought through design by Cobra, and I'm glad they did it, and I'm glad we're selling them, and so far the feedback's been really good. So come on out and try the Cobra 1 length.